16 years later, she has been able to come home, and we are proud to be joined by one of the best to ever do it, no matter what sport. The accomplishments that she has is ridiculous. She was a 3-time National Player of the Year. She's a lifetime Longhorn. She's an Olympian. We can go on, but right now, she is a mom, and she's also a general manager of the Austin Volts, a team that will be playing at the Dale Diamond, and she is a friend of the show. Good morning, Kat. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing well. Just exciting day on Tuesday to announce officially being in Texas. Just getting rolling with all things now, because, now is all the fun parts. We find all the partners and continue the momentum from Tuesday all the way until June when we start playing.
I'm so excited about this because we got a chance to have lunch with Chris Amadeus and his staff over at the Round Rock Express. And that story right there, that it pretty much encapsulates who Chris and that organization, the Ryans, and who they are. And all you needed to do was give them that little nudge and say, hey, won't y'all figure out a way to get softball here in Central Texas? And now the dreams are coming true.
Yeah, Chris, obviously, as he mentioned, they hosted it back in 2010. And Chris, at the time, that was like his project. And so he blew it out of the water. He did a tremendous job. Excuse me. They hosted us one other time after that. Again, tremendous job. So I always knew that the Ryans, with Ryan Sander Baseball and Chris, they were really excited and trying to get softball here. They understand the importance of it, but they also understand the draw that it can do. And when Kim Ng joined AUSL, she had talked to me and she was like, hey, I really want to have a series in Round Rock. And I think originally they wanted to have the championship series there, but scheduling with the express schedule wasn't going to work. Yeah. And I was like, well, just make sure my team's there. Just make sure my team's at the series. And then when it blew out, I was like, this is a no-brainer. Like, we have to be having the conversations to be in a city. And both sides wanted it. I think that was the best part, is there was no point where either side wasn't 100% in on bringing AUSL to Round Rock. And so, a little longer than I would have liked. I would have liked to play at home, but it's nice to be putting a pro team in Central Texas. And I think it's a prime spot, obviously, as we know, because we can draw from all over the state.
Kat, being a girl dad, I know you realize the effect that you have on the young girls in the community. Is there something special that y'all are doing or will do to entice the youngsters that love softball and just women's sports to come out and support?
Yeah, we have a whole promotional team that will put anything and everything together. Right now, we're doing a lot of collaborations with organizations around Austin already. I know we're trying to work on a first serve with the Love volleyball team. And getting that. But yeah, there will be everything, I'm sure, from little league days to daddy-daughter throwing on the field type stuff. We've done that in the past. So there will be everything to entice young athletes to come out. And I think the biggest thing that a lot of people, if you're not already familiar with the pro softball space, is after every game, our athletes are accessible from 30 to 45 minutes for autographs. So a little girl, no matter what, you come to the game, you probably get at least one, if not multiple autographs. And sometimes if it's not a busy game, you'll get the whole team. And so our girls are always accessible in an organized fashion for autographs after the game. So bare minimum, you get to interact with a few athletes. But there'll be a lot of promotional stuff to bring out all the fans and get everyone engaged and interacting.
It was great to see last season softball be so prevalent and prominent in Austin, with the collegiate women softball winning. Nobody was happier than you.
No, I unfortunately couldn't be there. It's the first time they've gone to the World Series that I haven't been able to make the trip. But no, I was ecstatic. I was pulling for them every out. Obviously, they had the run rule set up and then decided to make it interesting. But no, long time coming. And it's just a program that I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into and continue to obviously support, and wanted to see that Natty come home. And so super proud of them. And yeah, I was ecstatic. I was celebrating in the middle of a party, and I was the only Longhorn there, I think. Well, actually, no, take that back. There was like Rebel Girls is a group organization we partner with, and one of their younger correspondents was from the Austin area. So that family was with me cheering, but other than us, I don't know anyone else that was more excited.
Especially because now you have some Oklahoma Sooners that are on your squad. And of course, you got a chance to bring Mia Scott, who everybody loves. Her story is unbelievable. To be able to play with a torn ACL, be able to make it through the entire year, win that World Series, and now she gets a chance to play for the Austin Volts. How excited are you to have her as part of the organization?
Yeah, last year I was really excited to add her to our roster. I think people forget she didn't get drafted because she had said she didn't want to play.
Right.
And then literally the day after we did the draft internally, she texted me and said, "Hey, I think I've changed my mind." And I was just like, really? Like 20. So I kind of walked her through what she needed to do and told her probably a long shot that she gets on a roster right away. Week 2, I ended up having an athlete who blew her Achilles. And so I called Mia. I said, "You still want to play?" She was like, "Yes, ma'am." And I was like, "Well, pack up because you'll be getting a plane ticket in the next 48 hours. And she joined us. And knowing that we were playing in Texas, that was obviously a huge get, knowing that fans would pour out for her. I don't know that she ever realized the pull she has because they talked about it the other day at our promo day, but literally Chans were cheering Mia Scott as she walked up to bat the first time. And I don't know that she's ever felt like the spotlight was that big on her. But I'm excited. I'm excited to bring her home, obviously for her ties. At the same time, just the electric way she plays. But my roster it's studded with a bunch of really exciting softball players. Last year we didn't perform the way we wanted to, but everyone has kind of gone back to the drawing board to figure out how we can make year 2 be as exciting as we thought year 1 was going to be.
I do want to ask you this because, you start looking at all of these players and people that you've known in the industry and you've been around the game for a long time. When you start to put together these types of rosters, obviously I know that there's a draft. How does free agency kind of work within the softball community as you break it all down?
So last year we all automatically got one free agent pick after our first draft. And you could use it however you want, as early as you want, as late as you want. This year we had the ability to decide how many athletes we wanted to add to our roster during the expansion draft. And so to allow ourselves a free agent spot, or if you want to just have a roster and then go straight to the college draft. So we all get to kind of decide. I right now don't look like I'm going to have a free agent spot. I have 2 spots open and those have to be for our college athletes to draft them. But GMs get creative and who knows, you never know what's going to pop up. And I love it, but especially with female athletes, you never know what's going to pop up. So it just happens. And so, there could be a chance where somebody comes to me and is all of a sudden like, "I have to take this year off." And I'm like, "Sold. All right, we'll go find a free agent." But we have a pool of players that basically told us they were interested. And so they were allowed to be in our draft. They like for us with free agency to go to that pool of players first if we can. But if there's a player outside of it that, late decides they're interested, they can be introduced into AUSL and we can pull them out.
I'm going to let you go with this because last year it was a madhouse at the Dell Diamond. And that was just for a weekend. Now you'll have a couple of times that you will be at the Dell Diamond. How excited are you? I know that you're glad to be back, but how excited are you that you have more than one series that will be played at the Dell Diamond this year?
Oh, we're so excited. I mean, we packed it out last year. Even the employees at the Round Rock Express were talking about how it hadn't been that packed and that loud in a long time. So excited to see that happen end over end, even if it's not, 6,500 every night, but it's giving fans a chance to see this type of softball more than once. So if you can't make the first weekend, there's other opportunities where I know last year, some people like, "Well, we couldn't make it." Right. Like, just wait. We'll be back there. Obviously I had the hunch. So I just kept being like, just keep your fingers crossed. But no, we're excited to bring it. And obviously then our fans will get to see all the other teams too. And it's not just a select few athletes that you get to see. So if you're a softball fan, I'm sure your favorite player will show up in Round Rock at some point this next summer.
Cat Harge and I both have daughters. We want that special locker room treatment. Is there any? I'm going to call it right now. I want to come bring my daughter.
All right.
Like, can we get the hookup?
I think I might know a few people. We'll be able to do the hookup. I might have a suite you guys can jump up into. So.
Oh, that's even better.
Well, we appreciate you. We're so excited for the Volts, for the fans, and of course for the Austin community to get a chance to see professional softball back in the Central Texas area. It is elite. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to get out to the ballpark. And of course, it's all run. The Austin Volts are run by yours truly, Cat Osterman. Thanks, Cat. As always, we appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much for the time. And yeah, come out this summer. Go Volts.
There you go. There she is, lifetime Longhorn and legend